Y'all on?
Yep.
Good afternoon. Calling to order the July 8th, 2025 meeting of the Elkhart Redevelopment Commission. First item is to amend the agenda. May I have a motion, please?
So move.
Second.
All those in favor, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Thank you. Next item, approval of the, oh, wait a minute, I forgot to read something. We'll get back to that. As a reminder to the public, the Redevelopment Commission accepts in-person public comment and virtual public comment related to specific agenda items or during privilege of the floor. To participate virtually, please join us via WebEx and be sure you are visible and audible and that your name is displayed. Thank you. All right. Next item is approval of the June 10th, 2025 regular meeting minutes. May I have a motion, please?
So move.
Second.
All those in favor, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Thank you. New business. Do we have any bids to open?
We do not.
Thank you. Next item, 2nd Street Tree and Planter RFQ.
Okay, so the Public Works, as you know, is undergoing a project to restripe and repave 2nd Street. And there's an opportunity to place some planters along some dead space that will be between a travel lane and the sidewalk. So we would like permission to get some planters, or at least get some costs for some planters to place in the right-of-way along 2nd Street for traffic calming, pedestrian safety, and to provide some trees along 2nd Street.
So you need a motion to advertise bidding for 2nd Street planters, is that right?
May I have a motion, please?
So moved.
Second.
Questions or comments from the commissioners?
I do have a question. It says reservoirs for planters. What's a reservoir?
It would be essentially a kind of like a plastic bucket inside the planter itself for water retention for the vegetation that would be in there. It would minimize the amount of time or the number of times that city crews would have to come by and water the plants.
Any other questions or comments from the commissioners? I have questions or comments from members of the public. All those in favor, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Thank you. Okay, next item. Woodland Crossing renovations, Phase 1 RFQ, and I believe we have 2 things on here. And then we'll do that one first and then get to the technical thing. Is that all right? Should I do it in 2 separate?
Do separate.
Okay.
So RFQ first? or
RFQ first,
Okay.
please.
So the request for qualifications and proposals will be for the renovation of the former Big Lots, and I believe it was a former a restaurant of some sort at Woodland Crossing. We would like to receive a full set of construction documents, full set of architectural documents, and bids, or quotes rather, for construction of the renovated spaces.
So you need a motion to approve issuing a request for qualifications and proposals for design and construction of the Big Lots and restaurant space.
May I have a motion, please?
So move.
Second.
Questions or comments from the commissioners? Questions or comments from members of the public? All those in favor, please signify by saying aye. Aye. Opposed? Thank you. And then the second part of that is establishing a technical review committee.
Yes. Keeping with the Indiana Code, a technical committee has to be appointed by the commission, and we have 3 people that are lined up to fill the roles of the technical review committee, and they will be in charge of reviewing the plans, scoring the plans, and then bringing those results to the commission.
So you need a motion to approve and designate the technical review committee for the Woodland Crossing RFP work.
May I have a motion, please?
So moved.
Second.
Thank you. Questions or comments from the commissioners? Questions or comments from members of the public? All those in favor, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Thank you. Great. Soma Commons easement parcels.
So AEP or INM requires an easement to relocate some power poles behind the Hug Street development project. There is a city park that's back there, the Soma Commons. There appears to be enough room for them to get this 15-foot easement so that they can move their poles and then allow for a little bit less of a slope going from the Soma Commons area down to the parking lot where the development is going on.
So you need a motion to approve the form and content of the easement and exhibits attached to the resolution for the Soma Commons site.
So moved.
Second.
Questions or comments from the commissioners? Questions or comments from members of the public? All those in favor, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Thank you. Okay, 142 State Street, and I don't believe Mr. Jones is here yet, right? So we'll just kind of move on and come back to him, if that's all right. And next item after that, Woodland Crossing budget adjustment.
Yes, hi, Mary Casca, Assistant Director, Community Development. This is a adjustment of the budget at Woodland Crossing for a couple of reasons. One, when we first established the budget at the beginning of the year, we really only established a budget for the common area maintenance, or CAM. We didn't establish a budget for the, we call it UCAM, which are other expenses that, as the owner, we need to cover. We cover all these expenses out of the revenues, the rental revenues that the project generates. So as we progressed here now to the middle of the year, and as we're doing things to improve the property and address things that were deferred in the past, we're running up to some budget issues in the city accounting system. So for us to continue forward with paying our bills and so forth, we need some adjustments in the budgets, the budget line items.
So you'd need a motion to approve the revised 2025 Woodland Crossing budget as presented to the commission.
May I have a motion, please?
So moved.
Second.
Questions or comments from the commissioners? Questions or comments from members of the public? All those in favor, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? Thank you. Okay. Woodland Crossing sign bulbs.
So we discovered that the main monument sign, which is really unhively, says Woodland Crossing, it's very tall, was in need of rebulbing. There were a lot of bulbs that weren't burning, not a good look. We received some quotes. One was to replace the bulbs with fluorescent bulbs. The other was to use LED. So it seemed like it made sense to go the LED route, which cost a little more, but in the long run will last longer, and the cost of the electricity will be lower. So we have a quote here from Premier Signs for $6,157.12 to rebulb that sign.
157. 12 cents. 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 12 c
So you need a motion to approve the Premier Signs contract to replace the lights on the monument sign at Woodland Crossing, authorizing the officers to execute any contract presented on that matter, and appropriating $6,157.12 from Special Fund 2560 to cover the cost of those services.
So move.
Second.
Questions or comments from the commissioners? Excuse me. This is a sign on Hively, right, Mary?
Right.
Okay, the big one.
Big one, right.
Questions or comments from the members of the public, please? All those in favor, please signify by saying aye. Opposed? Excuse me. Woodland Crossing parking lot striping.
So this is, again, probably something that's been deferred for a while, and I think in an effort to really kind of spruce up the place. And this is something that normally should be done every couple years anyway, is my understanding, is to restripe the parking lot. This includes not only restriping, but painting the handicap stalls, painting the bases of the light poles, curb painting, and I think this is part of, we're wanting to remove some of the stop signs, but paint on the pavement stop instead of having all these, there's quite a few stop signs. So it's kind of a revamping of that system. So it would cover all of that.
So you'd need a motion to approve the proposed contract with Arndt Asphalt Sealing, Inc. In the amount of $19,485, authorizing execution of that contract and appropriating that sum from Special Fund 2560 to cover the cost of those services.
Have a motion, please?
So moved. Second.
Questions or comments from the commissioners? Mary, is this everything like where
Yes,
Hart City and Goodwill
Yes.
are?
yes.
Okay.
Yes. It's all of the asphalt. It's just like 1 million square feet or something like that. They calculated the square footage of all that asphalt.
Questions or comments from members of the public? All those in favor, please signify by saying aye. Aye. Opposed? Thank you. Woodland Crossing Ancon change order for demolition services.
Yes, a little while ago, we approved a demolition of the interior of Big Lots to prepare it for redevelopment to accommodate new tenants. And actually, they're in there right now, working on the demo. And part of that, there's a wall, like a dividing wall that separated the retail space from the back room space. And part of that wall, which is not load bearing, is incorporated into the design for the first new tenant. So it needs to be taken down to create the space to accommodate the layout of the first new tenant, which we have under lease. So that entailed, once that was decided that had to happen, that wall needed to be opened up, we needed to add that to the demo contract. So this is to take care of that.
So you need a motion to approve the change order on the Ancon contract at Woodland Crossing for the additional work on the partition wall and appropriating the sum of $3,910 from the consolidated TIF to cover the cost of that work.
May I have a motion, please?
So move.
Second.
Questions or comments from the commissioners? Questions or comments from members of the public? All those in favor, please signify by saying aye. Opposed? Thank you. Staff updates. Do it without him.
Probably moved along more quickly than he
Okay.
anticipated. So I can,
Answer questions.
but he was going to attend. I am probably on his way. 142 State was a NSP house, Neighborhood Stabilization Program house. We sold that to Mr. Jones last summer. He has been renovating it. We ran into a little bit of an issue with windows. He got windows that really weren't approved by the Historic Commission, and we were trying to work that out with him. So he, that kind of slowed down the progress. He's about 80% done on the inside. I think it was about 30% done on the outside. So he was asking for an extension to complete that. It's our understanding that there may be some changes in that area with regarding the district there that would make the windows really kind of a moot point. The windows are the right size, dimension, not the right material. So it may be that those windows would end up being acceptable. So he wouldn't have to eat that cost and he could use those windows. So we're asking for some additional time to complete it to December 31st of this year.
So you need a motion to approve the contract extension on the renovation work at 142 State Street to December 31, 2025.
Have a motion, please?
Move.
Second.
And as I understand it, Mary, this change is probably coming within the next month or so? As far as we
August,
know.
end of summer
Yeah.
is what we understand.
Eric?
August, I think Eric, which is why he could start with the new windows, putting in the windows in September, giving him to December.
He's still working inside.
Yeah.
Okay.
So Mary, the Historic Preservation Commission is the one that might be changing the requirements for the windows?
That's our understanding. They're going to, I think, change the status of the district, which would reduce the requirement, right? The one thing that Eric did want is that he maintain the main front window, which I've discussed with him, and he intends to do that, because Eric felt like that was really helped make the nature of the front of the home. So.
Any other comments or questions? Sorry, lost my place. Any questions or comments from members of the public? All those in favor, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Thank you, Mary. Thank you. Staff updates. Mr. Huber.
Just a couple updates. One, last night, the city council did pass the resolution approving the city's CDBG 5-year consolidated plan, annual action plan, citizen participation plan, neighborhood revitalization strategy, area plan. All of those associated documents were all approved last night at the council. Additionally, I'm not sure, again, a little behind on some of this. I'll make sure we forward it out to you. Thursday, 3 o'clock, the groundbreaking for the flats at Pine Creek will be taking place. So this is the Parkway project that the Redevelopment Commission has supported with the $6.5 million EDC bond. So I'll make sure you guys get invitations for that to put on your calendar. Apologies, it's been delayed a few times, and so I think we're finally excited that it hasn't been delayed and we're getting to it by Thursday. So my understanding is the intent is to have that this week. So we're excited about that project kicking off as well. Reminder, that's a $50 million, 250 unit project out at County Road 17. So those are the updates.
Okay. And other business, approval of the Warwick and Boeing invoice.
Total amount of the current work is $13,949.33.
May I have a motion approving, please?
So moved.
Second.
All those in favor, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Okay. Reports, public comment. We appear to have none. Then I'm going to ask for a motion to adjourn.
So moved.
Second.
All those in favor, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Thank you. Meeting adjourned.